So while I am a Star Wars fan, there's actually very little in Star Wars that makes me go, I need to own this, to the point where I have owned exactly two Black Series figures in my collecting adulthood. One of them is Forlome, the assassin droid, and I don't know why I really like the bug-headed robot bounty hunter. When I phrase it like that and knowing what else I like, that is actually perfectly explained. Never mind. I know what I'm into. But seriously, there's very few Star Wars characters I would go out of my way to actually own. I like the movies, I like the franchise. It's just nothing really makes me go, ooh, I need to have that. But then Hasbro announces Shadows of the Empire is getting Black Series figures. And yeah, I really, really loved Shadows of the Empire on the N64 and the comic books that went along with it. So when they announced a Dash Rendar, I'm like, I'm down. I am absolutely down for this. And we need to discuss this. Okay, we need to discuss this. Okay, for starters, like, it's Black Series, so, you're getting a 6-inch figure that has pretty good detail here. We're going to discuss the head last. Everything else seems to be accounted for here. Like, his armor has a nice little, like, hammered look to it. There's little dents across it, like it's taken blaster fire here and there. Really cool look. It's a nice gunmetal color. Looks very, very good all the way around. He has his traditional, I stitched a quilt into my outfit design. Yeah, the brown looks good. The blue along the sides. All this is basically what I expect out of a Dash Rendar. He's got the gloves. He has got the boots. All of this. All this checks the boxes, and this all looks pretty good. Right down to like the double banded, belt that he's got going on. All of this is fine. He looks fine. And then we have to go to the head design. So, I'm not thrilled with the head design. So, I told you I liked Shadows of the Empire on the N64 in the original comic books. And Dash is not depicted like this. This is too pretty to be Dash Rendar. The Dash Rendar I know is, like, more muscular. He's gruffer, scruffier. He's more ginger. Like, this is weird. I don't like Dash Rendar when it looks more like Danny Mata than Dash Rendar. This is just like the halfway part through the hair, the brown hair, like the completely shaven look. It's like a well sculpted face. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a really good rendering of a human's head. It's just not Dash Rendar's head, and it's bothering me a lot. Um, just to give you guys a visual example, I broke out the old school. I broke out the old school. I loved this toy as a kid, had one sealed that I kept just for the sake of having a sealed one. Here we go. We're going to talk about him now. Say 2 reviews in a matter of one. So this is the Power of the Force adjacent line from the 90s, so it has the same 5 points of articulation you would expect from a toy at the time. You can see the same battle armor, same colors and all that. A little bit differences. He's got his sleeves here. He has a much cooler blaster. Yeah, I was going to say, I usually save accessories for the end, but check that out. Check this one out, Toycember faithful. That's just Han Solo's gun. Well, you can't get that past me. That's just Han Solo's pistol, which is really a letdown. Look at that honker. It looks like something Judge Dredd would have. Like, that's a cool looking gun. That's a very cool, like, Star Wars blaster. And then he has this big rifle that's on this whole armature. This is actually really cool too. But, okay, but more to the point, there's the face. There's the Dash that I need. Like, the hair needs to be rougher and shorter. Like, that 5 o'clock shadow needs to be there. It needs to be red. This is the Dash I remember. Like, this is, the one that I was always a fan of. This is the one you play through as in the game. And he comes across so freaking cool. You play that game and take away, like, Dash Rendar and the Outrider are, like, the coolest pilot vehicle pair in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, so this was frustrating. This is frustrating. Oh boy. I checked Wikipedia. There are depictions of Dash like this. They're usually in the modern comic books, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Most comic books have him looking his traditional way. I'm not sure what they were getting wrong. I can take that he might have changed his style later on, but I cannot take the fact that this is marketed as a Power of the Force, or not a Power of the Force, but a Shadows of the Empire branded figure when it's not the right design. I may have just made this Toycember just so I could rant about how off his head sculpt is. Let's actually talk about the function of the figure, So he does have the ball jointed head. He has lots of range of motion there, and it's also rotating at the base of the body, so you have lots of movement there. Plenty of range in the neck. You have universal shoulders. These shoulder guards being soft plastic, so they get out of the way of your poses. Very stiff joints, but yeah, you can see the universal joint in there. You have the elbow bend, which has a nice little faux elbow effect to it there. It has a rotation there above the bicep. The wrists rotate to flaunt that incredibly wrong gun he has. I'm going to go ahead and just take that gun from his hand and holster it now. There, please. Thank you. Stay out of the way from now on, please. We go. Hang on. You get a torso joint is there as well if you want a butterfly. Love a butterfly joint. You have a midsection joint, which is ball jointed, full motion all the way around and rotation, etc. That's going to take up his waist articulation as well. So, yeah, nothing at the waist, but you still get similar motion. Universal hips at the legs. They're a little bit more restricted than I would like, but still gets all the natural positions. You have rotation just above the knee and just below the knee. Knee itself has a 90-degree bend with a nice little fake knee underneath to cover the hinge. And then you do have the required ankle tilt, going left and right, etc. Yeah, so overall, good level of articulation. He absolutely hits, the Space Bounty Hunter design and overall look. That's pretty cool. And then as far as, accessories go, you've already seen them. You've already seen them. It's Han Solo's blaster, and that's it. You do not get additional hands. He's just stuck with these, open, waiting for guns in his hands pose the entire time. You do not get his, super cool armature backpack from his original toy. You do not get a separate head, so you can swap which depiction of Dash Rendar that you get. It is literally just a gun, and that is it. The figure functionally is fine. The sculpt is, well done for what it is. That head is just so wrong, and that's just the sticking point for me over the entirety of this toy. Now, I can end the review there, and I'm going to because I'm really just going to rant over that head more. It's a very competent action figure, as most Black Series toys tend to be, but it is a very, very pitiful accessory count for a character that has loads of options, especially for a character who has been waiting since the 90s to get any kind of modern toy. And when he finally does, it is bare bones and incorrect cranium. And my friends, that is a letdown. So they can't all be winners here on Toycember. Got to throw in a negative opinion every now and then. So join me tomorrow. I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to do. I will let it be a mystery, so you will have to tune in to find out.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.